Hello, I am Ruby and welcome to another coaching video. Today we are going to talk about how weapons and skills works and which combos between them are the best combos. As you can see, it's a long video. I already explained how each weapon works very quickly in YouTube short, but now it's time to a more long and more detailed explanation. You have to know that we are on alpha version and in the future there will be a beta and also, of course, a final release, so probably weapons will change a lot. So I will have to update this video with new ones. This is why I would like you to focus on the utility of each weapon, when it's good to use each one, and not focusing this attack damage exactly 20 health points or things like that, because that is more likely to change. So before starting with each weapon, you have to know that in this game, the weapons have no bullets. They work with an energy system called flux. The energy is called flux, and all the weapons have this flux that you have to reload, even the sword. So I guess all the future melee weapons will also have this flux and you have to reload them. So let's start with each weapon. Let's start with the sniper. The Helios, an explosive sniper. Visually is similar to the railgun of Esper League, but actually is more similar to the cannonade. With this sniper you can choose between shooting the bullet normally or charging the bullet before shooting it. If you charge the bullet, you will generate a delayed explosion after the direct bullet. This means you can hit one or more enemies with the explosion even if you miss the direct bullet. With the right click you can zoom, and if you crouch while charging a bullet, you cancel this charge. This is useful if someone surprises you close range and you want to change to another weapon faster. The Helios cannot one-shot enemies, even with a headshot and explosion, but this weapon is made to be able to hit people even if you miss a direct shot. So probably in the future we will have another sniper without explosion that can one-shot if you headshot. The delayed explosion is useful if you can predict where an enemy is going. A good example of this is when the ball is on the ground and you know an enemy is going to take it, so you can shoot the ball before the enemy take it and the explosion will hit him. The direct hit damage, it's the same if you charge the sniper or if you don't, so the only difference is the explosion. This is something that changed in past versions. So in my opinion, I try to shoot with the Helios every time I'm aiming an enemy. I don't care if I have already the bullet full charged or not, but this is just what I do, and in my opinion the best. This is all about Helios, the best weapon in long distance. Let's continue with the Scorpio, an automatic rifle. It has a good precision in medium distance, but in long range it's hard to hit people and also the damage decreases a lot. It also has a melee attack that you can charge. You will attack forward and then retreat backward. This attack wastes more than half of the flux if you full charge it. And also, you will push back the enemy you hit. I think a good advice I can tell you, the reload of this weapon is actually very fast. Many people usually change to another weapon like the resolver, a shotgun I will explain later, after running out of bullets with the Scorpio. But in some situations, it is actually better to just reload the Scorpio, because it's very fast. Of course, it depends of the situation, because for example, if the enemy is 1 HP, then you can change to the resolver even if it's a very long range, because at least you will do 1 HP of damage. By the way, we usually called the melee attack of the Scorpio RMB, right mouse button, because it's how you use it. But some people, like me, like to call the attack the beep attack, because of the sound. In general, I don't recommend you to use this beep attack if it's not for the movement or because you are just trolling. But for killing people, it's just better to use the flux shooting or change to the sword. Probably it's more useful if you are playing without sword or any other melee attack. Let's go with my lovely resolver. It's not hard to explain this weapon, but because it's probably the weapon I use better, I will try to tell you some tips. The Resolver is very simple. It shoots 6 bullets at the same time, it has a bolt between bullets, and you will push enemies back a little bit if you hit them. Like every shotgun, it deals high damage, close range, but in longer range, the damage decreases a lot, and also you will not hit as many bullets as close range. Since it has a high damage close range and a little pushback, it's the perfect counter for melee attacks. But remember, you will have to wait a bolt between bullets, and while you are making this little reload, your movement is very slow, so you will be more vulnerable. There's a trick to cut the bolt animation, which is you can dodge at the right timing before the bolt ends to be able to shoot again faster than normally. Also, you will dodge enemy attacks. I recommend you to practice this against the bot in practice, so you get used to the timing and aiming fast after the dodge. I recommend you to save the Resolver bullets to a good opportunity when you know you will hit a lot of the bullets 100%. I don't recommend you to use in probably a medium range combat against a Scorpio. First of all, because even if you run out of bullets in the Scorpio, as I said before, the reload is very fast. And second, because you will not deal a lot of damage, and then you will not have bullets in the perfect moment to use the Resolver. So I think the reason I'm good with this weapon is because I know how to save my bullets to the perfect situation. That moment when an enemy missed a melee attack and he cannot move too much, boom, Resolver shot. Also, a good situation is when the enemy is moving slow because they are reloading the Resolver. But if you already waste your Resolver bullets in, let's say, a more random barrel, then that's a mistake because you will not have bullets in the right moment. The highest damage you can deal with a Resolver shot in the actual patch is 85 close range and all the bullets headshot. This means you cannot one-shot an enemy if he's full HP, but that will be OP, let's be honest. Anyway, it's very hard to hit an 85 shot. I only did it 4 times or 5 where someone missed me a melee attack and I ran to try to hit the perfect shot. And now let's talk about the Dreadnought, the sword, very similar to the plasma sword of Esper League. It has 4 attacks, 2 of them don't waste any flux and you do them with left click, and the other 2 waste flux and you do them with the right click. Let's start with the light slash. You do it clicking the left click. It's the fastest attack, it deals low damage, so it's perfect to kill someone that is low HP, and also it staggered the enemy you hit. If you long pressed the left click, you will do a heavy slash. It's slower, but it has higher damage and it pushes the enemy back. It's probably the best attack to defend on touchdown, because if you push the ball carrier back and maybe he will not have stamina to run, you will win a lot of time for the defense. You push to the direction you are looking, and if you chain and if you do it to a wall, you can chain a lot of heavies and it will be hard for the enemy to escape. It feels a little bit like bullying, to be honest. Starting with the right click attack that consumes flux, if you are on the floor, you have the dash attack. It gains distance, making 3 hits during the way, but after doing it, you will be vulnerable to enemy attacks because you cannot move too much a second after the attack. So it's a very good attack, but it's risky. If you are in the air and you right click, you will jump attack, because jump attack is with the right click. This means you can still using light slash or heavy slash in the air. I don't really like too much this attack in general for killing people if you don't finish the kill with this attack because the enemy is low HP, because after doing it you are vulnerable to enemy attacks, and sometimes even the enemy you hit will do the next attack before you can move to dodge it. The good point is that it's very hard to dodge this attack because normally you don't see it coming and it is very fast. It also staggers the enemy you hit, so it's a good attack to stagger the ball on touchdown to make time to your team to defend, even if you know you are going to die. Right now, both dash and jump attack consumes half of the flux of the sword, which means you can do 2 dashes, 2 jump attack, or 1 dash and 1 jump attack before reloading. But you can still using light slashes or heavy slashes without having flux. So how can we combine these attacks? Dashes and heavy slash combine very well with each other. First, you can do a heavy slash after every dash. First, to deal more damage. Second, to push enemies back. And third, because you will actually be able to move faster if you heavy after the dash than if you only dash. So yeah, every time you dash, heavy after it. There's no any reason to not heavy slash after a dash. You will make more damage. Even if there's no enemy to hit with the heavy, you will move faster to dodge enemy attacks. And heavy slash does not consume flux, so there's no reason to not heavy after a dash. This is the typical first tip that we say to every new player who doesn't do this. Because in Esper League, it was also very common to heavy after a dash, but of course there's people that doesn't know this or didn't play Esper League. It's that normally when you just heavy slash, you have a lot of movement, you can even jump at the same time. But when you do the heavy after a dash, you will not have that much movement. This is for keeping the risk of dashing. Also, it's very powerful after pushing back someone with a heavy slash to dash against him, since the distance you travel with the dash, it's more or less the same that the enemy travels after being pushed back with your heavy. So as you can see, dash attacks and heavy slash combine very good with each other. It's also very effective to jump attack and then heavy slash, because the jump attack, it's hard to dodge, it staggers the enemy you hit, so it will be hard to dodge the heavy after it too. This is powerful in touchdown because the ball carrier usually doesn't have the stamina to make that dodge. So it's very hard to predict when a jump attack is coming, because, for example, it's easier to predict that someone is going to dash because you maybe see him coming, but sometimes you don't even see where is someone before he jump attacks you. So making a hard to dodge jump attack into the ball carrier and push him back to win time in defense with the heavy slash, it's a good combo. Starting with the skills, the platform is a long dash you can do forward, sideways or upwards. Very useful to move faster and to dodge melee attacks. It's also very good in touchdown for attack and for defend. For attack, remember, you cannot use skills when you have the ball, but you can use it exactly in the moment you take it, gaining some distance when normally you would need stamina to travel that distance, saving that stamina to use it later, because the skill has their own cooldown but doesn't waste any stamina. And in defense, platform is useful to reposition yourself quickly. The shield is a skill that stops enemies' bullets. Your teammates and yourself will be able to shoot through your shield, but the enemies not. But it is not a wall. Everyone can pass through it, which means it does not stop melee attacks. The shield ends with time, but it also has health points, so enemies can break it faster. An important detail is that for the Helios, it stops the direct bullet, so the explosion will be generated on the shield, but it doesn't stop the explosion hitting you. So if you place a shield to protect yourself to a sniper, you can move a little bit backwards, so the explosion radius doesn't hit you. And after explaining each weapon and skill individually, let's see some of the best combos you can do using more than one weapon. Durendal and Resolver has two combos to practically insta-kill someone, even if he's not low HP. The first one is my favorite combo in the game, and the best, at least in my opinion. And it's after hitting a heavy slash with the Durendal, switching fast to the Resolver to hit the enemy in the air while he's being pushed back by your heavy slash. After practicing, if you control where you are pushing the enemy with the heavy slash, you will see how powerful is this combo. Of course, you can add a dash attack or a jump attack before the heavy, being the full combo, a dash or a jump attack, and then a heavy slash and a resolver shot. With this combo, you will kill a lot of times a full HP enemy, even if you are very low, because if you hit the first jump attack or dash, it's gonna be hard for them to dodge the heavy and the resolver shot. He will need a lot of stamina to dodge it, and also he has to be a very good dodger. There's also another combo that some people is doing, which is a light slash with the Durendal and a resolver shot with the light slash. With the light slash, you stagger the enemy and then you try to hit the best hit you can do with the resolver. I am not very sure about this, but I think this is the fastest way to kill a full HP enemy, because the light attack deals 15 damage, and as I said before, a full headshot hit with the resolver is 85. 5, so it's exactly 100. But to be honest, it's almost impossible to make a perfect combo like this. I only saw Darkstorm once making a perfect combo, insta-killing someone full HP. In my opinion, the heavy slash and resolver shot, it's better and easier, but that's probably just because of my practice, so you can use both of the combos whenever you want. Another combo that now is hard because they nerfed the beep attack of the Scorpio because of this combo, it's using a beep without charging to push back the enemy and then change to the Durendal and dash attack. And of course, after the dash, you should do a heavy. This combo was nerfed, I don't remember exactly how. Probably they changed how much the attack staggered or how fast it was. I don't remember exactly. But I remember before, if they hit you with the first beep attack, it was completely impossible to dodge the dash and the heavy after it. So even if you were full HP, people could insta-kill you with this combo. So the people that like this combo were trying to hit you all the time with a non-charged beep, and if they do it, you were dead. Even if the beep attack doesn't do too much damage, you could not escape for a full dash and a heavy on your face. Right now it's easier to dodge the dash after the beep attack, so this combo is not very powerful right now, but it still is funny, because the beep attack is funny. And to add a skill into these combos, you can use the platform upwards and then jump attack, or use the platform in general to surprise someone with a jump attack. Harder to predict. So you already know how all the weapons and skills work. You can tell me in comments which weapon is the best for you. In my opinion, this patch, it's very well balanced. There's people using all the weapons and there's no any weapon that everyone is using. And that's nice. Personally, and this is just my opinion, for touchdown, I feel Resolver and Durendal are crucial for me. Resolver is just probably because I'm good with it, and the Durendal because the dash is so good attacking for making touchdowns, and the heavy slash, it's very helpful defending. Also, Durendal and Resolver combine very well, being the Scorpio and the Helios, the two weapons that I change whenever I want to play with a sniper or not. But this is just my opinion and the way I play. You can tell me what's yours in the comments. Like in every video, I would like you to type in the game chat the next time that you find me, this time the word melon. Ah, this is easy to know what it means. You will make a free smile on my face if you do it. So hope you like the video, comment your opinion, drop a like if you like it, and subscribe if you want more coaching videos. See you in game or in the next video.